Hey everyone, what I'd like to do in this video is show you this. This is a cheap ass webcam. 1080p, there's also a 720p version as you can see from this magnificent box. It's not even sealed. So this is the Gucci or Goosey HD92. And I'm not expecting much. You know, I bought it for £14.99 in the UK. It's available in the USA. It's a little bit more expensive there by the looks of it. And there is a 720p version as well. Now, as far as design, goes, it actually looks okay, but I'm not expecting the world. It is just a very basic camera. Now, I've had a look at the description. I've had a look at different reviews, but I couldn't see anyone that actually told you what this frame rate is. Now, I'm recording at 1080p at 60 frames per second. Now, this could be 15 or 30 frames per second. I think that's what it's going to be, either 15 or 30 frames per second. So it's perhaps not a fair comparison when I show you the footage of this compared to 60 frames per second on this webcam. And the webcam that I'm using right now is the Logitech Brio. This is a 4K webcam, but I generally record at 1080p at 60 frames per second. That's what I'm recording at right now. And it's what I record with my other cameras. So I've got them all set up at 1080p, 60 frames per second. So it kind of isn't fair comparing it, but I'll do it anyway, and what I'll do is maybe a separate video where I'll upload a sample. I'll just kind of do a quick 1 minute, 2 minute video just kind of showing you the webcam, and I'll upload that separately and then link to it, and then you can check that out so that, there's no frame rate issue or conversion issue or anything like that. The reason I'm buying a crap webcam is because I'll be using it for interviews. So, where's my other camera sitting down there? Right now I have the Logitech Brio, and my initial thought was to buy another one. I actually did a video about that because I wanted to do I wanted to buy the Logitech Brio so that I had two Logitech Brios sitting there. What I've been using right now is a camera that's sitting down there charging, but the problem is the camera would sit basically behind my monitor, so the webcam would sit here, the camera would sit about there. So when I was doing an interview, I was like kind of doing this a lot, so I'm talking to the person there, but then everyone's watching there, so it wasn't good. So my idea is to sit two webcams together. Now, I was wanting a good webcam. I wanted the Brio because it's a fantastic webcam. I'm really happy with it. But I couldn't find a bargain on the Brio, so I was kind of waiting for a bargain on eBay because it retails at £200, but they were selling second hand still for like 120. But I'm doing this for interviews, and this is basically how I'll be setting up interviews. It's kind of black there just now, but I would have the other webcam there. And that's how the interviews will go. But you have to remember, this isn't actually going to be shown to anyone. This is only, live on YouTube. This is going to be shown to the person that I'm talking to. So the person that I'm talking to via Skype will see what's coming through this, which I expect could be pretty bad, to say the least. But in many regards, that's good because with a lower frame rate, if this isn't as high quality, I will be uploading less. So from a bandwidth point of view, from a, uploading point of view, there's actually, some reasons, some benefits to just using a poor camera for your second camera rather than using one that's going to upload more data and then it eats into your bandwidth. So yeah, with that out the way, you guys know why I've bought this. Let's bring over my overhead camera, this thing, and we'll see what's in the box. So guys, this is the Gucci HD92. Which you wouldn't know because there's no information about this. It does say iRush there, so this is, the company that makes it, and this other company has simply rebranded it. Well, it actually says it there. If you go to the website, it says it's the HD91 960p. That doesn't inspire me with any confidence. And that one says HD92 720p. God knows what's going on here. But I've got my Logitech Brio here, and I'll show you that as a comparison soon. So let's see what's in the box. Okay. So we get a CD, a mini CD that's for Windows only, which is kind of pointless because no one's got a CD drive anymore, but hey, it's there anyway. We got a user manual, which is in lots of different languages: English, German, French, Spanish, Italian, and I believe, is that Chinese? I think it is. And then you've got an explanation of what everything is: the microphone, the lens, the snapshot button, the LED light button, and the flexible base. And whilst I might be criticising some parts of this, it is important to remember that this is cheap. You do get what you pay for generally, and this is only £14.99. which, you know, so I wasn't too worried about what the quality would be like. So moving that around, quite stiff, but yeah, you know, I'll be honest, this is actually, I'm quite impressed. It's kind of half plasticky, half fake metal. You know, obviously you got this, I think, is that the speakers there? What are they saying that is? Oh, it's the microphone. I didn't know that 2 microphones. I thought it was just 1. So let's do this part. This is always fun. Oh, sexy. Look at that mirror. So there's no like tripod option there. There's nothing like that, but that's okay because I'm going to be putting it on to my monitor anyway. For a cheap ass webcam, it's actually not that bad, you know, looks wise. It's quite minimal. At the top there it says there is a snapshot button, which is that one, and then there is an LED light button. Get that in focus. Snapshot LED light button. Now, cable, let's see what the cable length is like. One of the things that annoys me about cheap ass webcams and cheap ass products in general is that they connect the cable. So if this ever frays or the cable gets destroyed in any way, well, you need to throw it out. That's a pain, but what do you expect? You know, £15, $30. Let me see. Cable length actually seems pretty decent. I've seen shorter ones. It's not too bad, and again, you can always use an extender if necessary. In comparison to this one, and obviously the Logitech Brio, you know, you can put in the cable at the back. You don't have to connect it. This has got a privacy cover, which unfortunately isn't connected, so you could lose that. No privacy cover here. No privacy cover here, but you know, you can see that's how basically they're going to line up on my monitor. They're going to sit like that. I've actually still got that on the camera. I didn't know that. So this is, you know, like a £200 camera, or 170 or something like that in the UK. You know, prices go up and down. This is obviously a better camera, but you know, it doesn't look terrible next to it. You know, it's not going to look out of place, I don't think. I don't think so anyway. But yeah, as you would expect, this one, you know, you can plug in the cable, and if the cable breaks, you can replace it. So looks wise, it's not that bad actually. It really isn't that bad. So what I'm going to do now is put it on and we'll see what it's like. So guys, my Gucci HD92 is set up. That's not what you're looking at just now. But what I have done is check the frame rate and I've checked the resolution. It does record at 1080p at 30 frames per second. And it also records at 720p at 30 frames per second. I checked that just in case at 720p 60 frames were possible, but doesn't look like it's possible. I checked that through OBS. Now, as far as the actual position, very good actually. I really like it. It sits next to my Brio there. I guess my only criticism would be that, you know, the kind of metal part that folds over is a little bit too close to the screen. You know, it kind of overlaps some of the windows on my screen. It's a very, very minor price to pay. What I'd like to do now is jump over and show you the webcam, and I'll do that now. This is it, guys. This is the HD92 from Gucci or Gucci. I'm really not sure how you're supposed to pronounce it. Now, I do have good lighting on this. I'll show you in a second with the lights off. It is daytime though, so there isn't a big difference. As far as controls go, as far as, you know, anything like that goes, you know, my Brio have a lot of different customization options as far as zooming and that goes. There's really nothing you can do with this camera. What you see is what you get. And jumping back over to the Amazon listing page, you can see that it's a 2 megapixel camera, one 2.7 inch sensor, 1080p, and it's got 110 degrees field of view. And if I jump back to here, this is the Gucci, and if I change back to my Brio, you can see that the Brio gives you a little bit wider view. What I'm going to do now is compare them both and look at this. So this is them both, and they're basically sitting side by side. I've got the Brio to the left of me, I've got the Gucci to the right of me. If I put my fingers on, you'll be able to see them there. I would say that the Brio is a much better camera in general, and my Brio was actually autofocusing there, which I'm going to turn off. That should have been disabled. Annoyingly, in OBS, when you switch your computer back on in OBS, sometimes it will switch autofocus back on. I'm not sure if that's the camera or OBS, but autofocus is off now, and you can see moving around the difference in quality. Now, as I said, it is the daytime, so I can't show you in low light. I would expect the quality of this camera to be very bad in the dark, That is the same for any webcam, but especially cheap webcams. But what I'm going to do now is just quickly jump over and I'll turn off these overhead lights. So the lights are off and you shouldn't see a big difference. It is daytime here, it's very bright outside. At night time, as I said, you would expect it to be poor, but even good webcams and good cameras are terrible when it's poor lighting. So as long as you keep it well lit, I don't think it'll be a major problem. And again, with the lights off, I'm going to show you comparison. So the Brio on the left hand side here, you can see which one is the Gucci HD92 on the right hand side. I think it's okay. It's just, you know, probably not the most flattering camera in the world. It's a little bit brighter. It's just the colours and all that. There's not a lot of control or customization options. But what you've got here, you know, on this side, this camera, it's a £200 camera in the UK. It can do 4K. It can do 1080p at 60 frames per second. But the camera at the right isn't as good, as you would expect. It's £14.99, $30 in the USA. That is a big difference in price. The Gucci is less than a tenth of the cost of the Brio. That's a significant saving, and for me, that is exactly what I was looking for. Now, there is one area where I think it fails, and it fails miserably. Now, this is the camera, but so far you've been listening to this microphone. What I'm going to do now is switch off this mic and let you hear the microphone from the Gucci, or the Goosey. I really don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. So now you're listening to the mic of the webcam, so this is what you're listening to. Now I do have a noisy room, I have a lot of graphics cards running, I've got a lot of noise in the room. This is a dynamic mic and the microphone in the webcam is not, so it's going to pick up a lot of background sound. Undoubtedly, if I was in a quiet environment, it wouldn't be as noisy, but you can tell that it isn't the best quality. The microphone is pretty terrible. So I'm sitting downstairs now. I've got the Gucci HD92 plugged into my laptop, and in certain situations you can see, you know, when the light doesn't catch you, it can be a little bit dark, but I think that's something that would affect a lot of webcams. On the whole, I do think it lets in enough light, and I do think, you know, if you're in a well lit environment, I don't think you'll have any problems with the quality of the video coming from the Gucci HD92. But as you would expect, with all webcams, with all cameras, you have to be in a well lit environment. So if you're recording games, if you're uploading videos at night time, you know, you're recording for YouTube, for Twitch or anything like that, you want to make sure that, you know, there's a lot of light in the room. So make sure you've got some overhead lights, or you've got some LED lights behind you or something. Make sure there's a lot of light coming into it, and if you do, then, you know, obviously you can see the light is coming from behind me, but yeah, should be okay. I would say on the whole that isn't a major issue. As far as audio goes, what you're listening to right now is the audio coming from the microphone from the Gucci HD92. On the whole, I'm a little bit disappointed. A little bit, because again, it's a cheap webcam. I think that it picks up a little bit too much buzzing, etc. I'm in my living room. The environment is very, very quiet. The only noise in the room right now is coming from my laptop fans, and they're not spinning too hard. But on the whole, I think it's a little bit disappointing. I think that if you're looking to record audio for YouTube, for Twitch, for game streaming, you ideally want to invest in a better microphone, you know, something that's good enough for publication on the web. But if you just want to do a Skype call, I think a lot of people would be happy with this. Not perfect, not the best microphone in the world, but at a push, if you're just calling a friend quickly and you just want to call someone on Skype, you might be okay with it. Let me know what you think. At the top of the webcam there's a little snapshot button, and there's like a light button, but when I push the light, lights come on, but I don't think anything is actually happening. I've got no idea what it's for. There's an LED light there, doesn't seem to be doing anything, but yeah. But yeah, as far as the image quality goes, as far as light goes, I think it's okay. Just make sure you've got the room lit. Microphones could be a lot better. But again, guys, this is a webcam that costs £15 or $30. It's not an expensive webcam. So it's hard to really criticise them too much for that. So for the benefit of gamers, what I'd like to do is just kind of shrink my screen and show you what the screen would look like if you had this webcam displaying in the corner of a game. Now, obviously it's black there, but you can imagine if you're playing a game and you've got this webcam displaying at the side, you wouldn't have to set it to 1080p. You could set it 720p or even a lower resolution or even a lower frame rate, depending on what frame rate you're recording at. And this is what it would look like. you know, if you're displaying a game, it's just going to be a camera at the side, but you can also, you know, you would increase the size of it. Maybe time to time you would switch to the main camera. So overall, I think this is a fantastic little webcam. It's the Gucci HD92. It retails at £14.99 in the UK from Amazon. $30.99 in the USA. You might find it cheaper somewhere else, I'm not sure. It is a very basic webcam in many respects, but for the price it is fantastic. The microphones are awful, but that same criticism can be levelled at most webcams. So if you're looking for a good webcam and you don't care about the microphone, you don't need an all-in-one package, at £15 in the UK, this is a fantastic option. Thanks for watching, guys. Please do check out the other sample video that I recorded as well. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful. And if you get any questions, please do post them below. Until next time, guys, take care.